Have you ever done everything right for your health eating? Clean loading up on greens, drinking smoothies, and yet your kidneys kept getting worse. You cut the salt, you gave up red meat, you take your meds on time, but the numbers on your blood tests keep climbing, and that quiet fear creeps in. What if dialysis is next? Here's the shocking truth most people never hear. The very vegetables that make your plate look healthy can sometimes be quietly wearing your kidneys down from the inside. Beneath all that green glow, certain so-called superfoods are packed with compounds that scratch, inflame, and exhaust the delicate filters that keep you alive. It's not your fault no one tells you that even the healthiest diet can turn toxic when your kidneys are vulnerable. But this is where everything changes. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 5 common vegetables, affordable, familiar, and scientifically proven that do the exact opposite. They cleanse, soothe, and fortify your kidneys, helping you protect your body's most silent heroes without spending a dime on miracle cures. I'm Dr. Mark Ellis, and this is where confusion ends and real healing begins. Because the difference between slowly drifting toward dialysis and gently reversing the tide often comes down to what's sitting on your plate tonight. So stay with me. What you're about to learn may completely rewrite the way you think about healthy eating. Let's start with something sitting quietly in almost every kitchen: the onion. We chop it, we cry over it, we toss it into soups without a second thought. But few people realize this humble bulb might be one of the most powerful kidney protectors hiding in plain sight. Years ago, one of my patients, Robert, a retired firefighter, came to me frustrated. His creatinine had climbed again, despite eating clean and cutting out salt. When we reviewed his meals, I noticed something simple, yet telling: he'd stopped using onions entirely because he thought they were just flavor. Within months of bringing them back in balanced portions, his lab numbers started to stabilize. That tiny change became a turning point in his kidney story. Scientifically, here's why it worked. Onions are loaded with quercetin, a potent flavonoid found in their thin, papery layers. Think of quercetin as a peacekeeper inside your blood vessels. It calms inflammation, shields delicate filters, and reduces oxidative stress that silently damages kidneys day after day. And that's not theory. A 2023 meta-analysis reviewing 19 studies found that quercetin consistently lowered blood, urea nitrogen, and serum creatinine, 2 key markers of kidney strain. Even more compelling, a 2024 study using U.S. nutrition data showed people who ate more flavonoid-rich foods like onions had up to a 28% lower risk of chronic kidney disease. That's not marketing, it's pure data. But the onion's magic doesn't stop there. Beneath the layers lies prebiotic fiber, the favorite meal of your gut's friendly bacteria. When your gut flora thrive, they help neutralize toxins before your kidneys ever have to filter them. It's like hiring extra cleaners for your internal detox system. That's why combining gut health with kidney health isn't a wellness trend. It's a survival strategy backed by real biochemistry. So how do you get those benefits safely? Simple. Aim for about half a medium onion per day, sautéed in olive oil, baked slowly, or even raw in salads if your stomach allows. Want to mellow that harsh bite? Slice it thin, soak it in cold water for 10 minutes, and it'll stay gentle while keeping its healing power. And if you're on a budget, here's good news. Yellow onions give you almost the same antioxidant kick as shallots or reds at half the price. And let's clear up a common trap: deep-fried onion rings are not the same thing. When you drown an onion in batter and sodium, you erase the very benefits you're hoping for. Treat onions as medicine wrapped in flavor, not as junk food disguise. When you store them right, cool, dark, ventilated, they'll stay potent for weeks. Once cut, seal, and refrigerate, but use within 3 days to keep that quercetin alive. Every chop you make releases those protective compounds that your kidneys silently thank you for. Now here's the real-world truth. Sometimes the foods that bring tears to your eyes are the ones quietly healing you inside. The onion may not look glamorous on Instagram, but it's a quiet guardian of your kidneys, working from the first sauté to the last bite. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because the next vegetable doesn't just protect your kidneys, it supercharges their defenses in a way that most people completely overlook. If onions are your inner defenders, red bell peppers are your outer armor. They don't just protect what's inside your kidneys, they guard every cell around them. And here's the twist: the red pepper you see glistening on grocery shelves isn't born red. It starts green, then ripens slowly under the sun, quietly building its arsenal of nutrients until it becomes a bright, fiery signal of health. That transformation is nature's proof that patience creates power. I'll never forget Maria, a 63-year-old patient who swore by her green detox. She was filling her blender daily with kale and spinach thinking she was doing everything right, but her potassium kept spiking dangerously high. When we switched her to red bell peppers, same color, family, lower potassium, higher vitamin C, her numbers leveled out within weeks. She called it her red miracle. So what makes this veggie such a game changer? The answer lies in vitamin C and carotenoids, the bright pigments that act like cellular shields. One medium red bell pepper gives you over 150% of your daily vitamin C and only around 210 milligrams of potassium, keeping it safely within kidney-friendly range. Compared to green peppers, that's nearly 50% more vitamin C for the same serving. Vitamin C helps reduce oxidative stress, the slow chemical rust that ages your kidneys, while carotenoids like beta-carotene and lycopene neutralize free radicals that cause silent tissue damage. And when you roast or sauté them lightly with olive oil, you unlock even more of those nutrients. Lycopene, for instance, becomes easier for your body to absorb once it's gently heated, a scientific phenomenon called bioavailability. Think of it as turning locked treasure into spendable gold. That's why Mediterranean diets rich in roasted red peppers consistently show lower rates of chronic inflammation and kidney decline. But here's where most people slip up. They buy jarred or pickled peppers loaded with sodium, unknowingly flooding their kidneys with the very mineral that raises blood pressure and accelerates kidney wear. Always rinse or choose fresh. And if the price tag of red peppers makes you hesitate, here's a pro tip: buy them in late summer. When they're in peak season, slice them, freeze them flat, and store them in freezer bags. You'll get that antioxidant burst year-round at a fraction of the cost. Visually, red bell peppers do more than color your plate, they signal recovery. When your meals look vibrant, your mind connects that color with healing, helping you actually stay consistent. It's psychological nutrition, the kind that starts in the eyes and ends in your bloodstream. And remember, eating right shouldn't feel like a punishment. It should feel like power. Every slice of red pepper isn't just a vegetable, it's a protective flare for your kidneys, telling inflammation you're not welcome here. So while onions heal from the inside out, red bell peppers defend from the outside in a perfect 1-2 punch your body has been craving all along. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because the next vegetable doesn't just protect it, cleanses your system from within, washing away one of the most silent kidney killers of all. If onions are the defenders of your kidneys and red peppers are their shields, then the cucumber is your internal shower, cleansing your system from the inside out. It's a vegetable that's often overlooked sitting quietly in your salad, but don't let its unassuming shape fool you. This refreshing, crisp veggie packs a serious punch in the fight against kidney strain. Let me take you back to my patient Thomas, a man in his late 50s, who had been battling high uric acid levels for years. Despite following every piece of advice to lower his levels, including medication, nothing seemed to work. When we discussed his diet, I noticed something important. He'd been avoiding cucumbers, believing they were too bland and had no real benefits. So we swapped out some of his heavier foods and added a generous serving of cucumber every day. Within weeks, his blood tests showed significant improvements in his uric acid levels, and he felt more energized than ever. His kidneys were, in a sense, getting a fresh start thanks to this simple vegetable. So why does the cucumber work so well? It's all about its unique combination of flavonoids, high water content, and low purine levels. Uric acid, which can form crystals and damage your kidneys over time, is a natural waste product of metabolism. For people with kidney issues, this waste builds up and becomes a significant problem. But the cucumber, being loaded with antioxidants and water, helps flush out those harmful acids, literally giving your kidneys a much-needed detox. In fact, a 2015 human clinical trial showed that supplementing with cucumber powder for 30 days significantly reduced blood uric acid levels in older adults. The science is clear: cucumbers aren't just hydrating, they're actively helping to cleanse your system, lowering the strain on your kidneys by reducing the buildup of uric acid. But what makes the cucumber even more remarkable is its low potassium content, only 150 millimolar per cup. For those with kidney concerns, this is a game changer. Unlike other hydrating foods like bananas or oranges, cucumbers won't overload your kidneys with potassium, making them a kidney-friendly choice that you can enjoy daily without worry. Now, when it comes to enjoying cucumbers, there's a catch: pickled cucumbers are not your friend. While they start as heroes, the brining process turns them into a sodium bomb, which can be harmful to your kidneys, especially when consumed in large amounts. So if you're reaching for the pickle jar, make sure to rinse them thoroughly to wash off the excess sodium. And if you prefer them fresh, go ahead and eat them with the skin on. This is where most of the fiber and vitamin K is concentrated. But here's the best part: cucumbers are incredibly easy to incorporate into your meals. You can slice them into your salads, blend them into refreshing dips, or even spiralize them into noodles. They're versatile, hydrating, and incredibly budget-friendly. Plus, because they're mostly water, you can eat them generously, up to a whole cucumber a day if you like, without overloading your kidneys with potassium. Now, let's say you don't love the mild taste of cucumber. No worries. A little creativity can turn this veggie into a culinary delight. Toss it with rice vinegar or apple cider vinegar, add a pinch of salt, and throw in some fresh dill. The result: a tangy, kidney-friendly quick pickle with none of the harmful sodium. This simple recipe can become a go-to side dish that supports your kidneys while satisfying your taste buds. So while cucumbers may seem like an unassuming vegetable, they're actually one of your kidney's best friends, helping flush out toxins and reducing the pressure on your kidney's delicate filtering system. But knowing this isn't enough, because the next vegetable doesn't just cleanse your body, it strengthens your kidneys in ways most people never expect. If cucumbers are your internal shower, then turnips are the unsung warriors, quietly standing guard against kidney damage, especially for those who've been told to cut out potatoes because of their high potassium. Turnips may not be the first vegetable you think of when you're imagining kidney protection, but they deserve a spot at the table, and here's why. Let me tell you about Jack, a 68-year-old man who had spent years managing his high blood pressure. He had been following a strict low-potassium diet after his doctor told him to avoid high-potassium foods like potatoes and bananas. But here's the catch: Jack was missing out on an incredible alternative. When I introduced him to turnip roots, everything changed. Within just a few weeks of switching from mashed potatoes to mashed turnips, his kidney function stabilized and his blood pressure improved. The difference was dramatic. Turnips were the missing link to his kidney health that he hadn't even known existed. So why does turnip root work so well? First, turnips are an excellent low-potassium substitute for potatoes. A typical serving of mashed turnips contains only about 140 milligrams of potassium per half cup, compared to 450 milligrams in the same amount of mashed potatoes. That means you can enjoy a creamy side without overwhelming your kidneys with too much potassium. But the real kicker: turnips aren't just about potassium. In 2006, a groundbreaking study tested turnip root extract against cisplatin, a chemotherapy drug known to cause severe kidney damage. The results were nothing short of amazing. Turnip extract helped to reduce blood urea nitrogen (BUN) and creatinine levels, two of the key markers that doctors use to assess kidney damage. It also prevented oxidative stress and helped to protect the kidneys from further damage. This wasn't just lab research. This was real, measurable protection for the kidneys. Moreover, 2016 research on diabetic rats confirmed that turnip root extract could safeguard kidney function and even reduce creatinine, further cementing turnip's role in supporting kidney health. The evidence is stacking up, and it's not just a coincidence. For generations, turnips have been part of kidney-friendly diets, and now science is finally catching up to that wisdom. Now, when it comes to using turnips in your meals, don't be afraid to get creative. Turnips may have a mild, slightly sweet flavor, but when mashed, roasted, or even blended into soups, they can mimic the comfort of potatoes while being far kinder to your kidneys. And here's an important tip: always peel your turnips before cooking. The outer skin contains higher levels of potassium, so stick to the root itself for the safest and most kidney-friendly option. But here's the secret to the best mashed turnips: once you've boiled them to a soft consistency, return them to the hot pot for 30 seconds. This dries up any excess moisture and concentrates the natural sweetness, giving you a creamy, satisfying dish that's rich in nutrients without the high potassium. Turnips can easily replace potatoes several times a week in your meals, helping you avoid kidney stress while still enjoying the comfort of familiar foods. Turnips are simple, inexpensive, and incredibly effective in reducing kidney strain. They may not have the fame of kale or spinach, but their quiet strength can make all the difference in your kidney health. But just knowing about turnips isn't enough, because the next vegetable holds the secret to supporting your kidneys at a deeper, more powerful level, one that not many people even know about. Now we've talked about vegetables that protect and cleanse. But what if I told you there's a leafy green that not only keeps your kidneys safe, but actually boosts their blood flow and function? Meet arugula, the unassuming superhero in your salad that you probably never realized could do so much for your kidneys. Let me share the story of Kevin, a 57-year-old diabetic who'd been battling kidney disease for a decade. Despite his healthy diet, he was still facing kidney function decline. His diet was loaded with leafy greens like spinach, but his potassium was climbing and his kidney numbers weren't improving. That's when we swapped out spinach for arugula, and the results were astounding. His potassium dropped to safer levels, and for the first time in years, his kidney function showed signs of improvement. It was like a light bulb had gone off, and Kevin finally understood the true power of this leafy green. Why did arugula make such a difference? It's all in nitrates. And arugula is one of the richest sources of dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, a molecule that plays a critical role in relaxing your blood vessels, improving circulation, and ultimately reducing blood pressure. For people with kidney disease, that's huge. The better your blood flow, the less strain your kidneys experience. By improving circulation, arugula helps keep those delicate kidney filters from being overworked, reducing the long-term damage caused by poor blood flow. But the real kicker here is that arugula has incredibly low oxalate levels, unlike spinach, which is high in oxalates that can form kidney stones. A single cup of arugula contains only about 7 milligrams of oxalate compared to 656 milligrams per cup of spinach. This makes arugula one of the safest leafy greens you can eat when managing kidney health, especially for those at risk of kidney stones. So not only is it a circulation booster, but it's also kind to your kidneys without the oxalate concerns that other greens might bring. And let's talk about potassium, an issue that most kidney patients face. With only 74 milligrams of potassium per cup, arugula is one of the lowest potassium greens available. This makes it a perfect choice for those on a kidney-friendly diet. You don't have to worry about it contributing to high potassium levels, which can strain your kidneys. Instead, it helps keep things in balance. But here's the best way to enjoy its benefits: eat it fresh. Cooking arugula can destroy some of those precious nitrates, so toss it raw into your salads, or even sprinkle it on top of your dishes right before serving. You can also massage the leaves gently with olive oil and lemon juice to mellow the sharp taste if it's too peppery for your liking. And don't forget to mix it up with milder greens like butter lettuce, especially if you have a family to feed. This way, everyone can benefit from the kidney-boosting power of arugula without anyone feeling overwhelmed by its peppery flavor. Arugula is more than just a leafy green. It's a kidney protector in disguise. With its unique combination of low oxalates, low potassium, and nitrate-boosting benefits, arugula gives your kidneys a fighting chance to recover and thrive. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because the next vegetable doesn't just support your kidneys, it unleashes their full potential to heal, giving you something more powerful than you've ever imagined. You've just learned about 5 simple everyday vegetables that could make all the difference in how your kidneys feel and function. But here's the truth: this is only the beginning. Your health is in your hands, and the choices you make today, what you eat, how you care for your body, will determine the quality of your life tomorrow. So why not take control right now? By incorporating just a few of these kidney-protecting veggies into your meals, you're already taking significant steps towards safeguarding your kidneys and your overall well-being. You don't need a miracle cure. You need simple, consistent, smart choices. But don't stop here. If you found this information helpful, go ahead and save this video to come back to later. It's packed with knowledge that could transform your kidney health. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest science-backed health tips designed to keep you feeling your best, whether it's about kidney health, lifestyle improvements, or other essential wellness advice. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. We're all in this together, working to make the best choices for our health and our future. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep making those small, powerful changes. Every step counts. Take care of your kidneys today so they'll take care of you tomorrow. And until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and stay healthy.